Video number 2 on this practice test. Number 9 says rewrite in standard form. Again, we need to remember that standard form is capital AX plus capital BY equaling capital C. The capitalization of these letters is to help you remember that they're numbers, but nice numbers, no fractions, no decimals. So whenever you see standard form, you don't want fractions. So the first thing to do would be get rid of all the fractions. So get rid of that fraction by multiplying by the denominator of the fraction that you want to get rid of, in this case 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2, multiply everything by 2. So what we have here is 2 times y, which is 2y. We have the equal sign. We then have negative 1/2 times 2. That means that the 2's cancel out. That was the whole purpose of multiplying by the denominator. So what I have left is a negative 1x. So let's write that down, negative 1x. And last but not least, we have a minus 3 times 2. That's a minus 6, so minus 6. So we have gotten rid of the fraction, and now we want to move the x and the y to be on the same left side of the equal sign, leaving the number, the c value, the number all by itself without variables, on the right side. So I want to leave this minus 6 by itself. I don't want this minus 1x. So to get rid of that minus 1x, I'm going to do the opposite, plus 1x. What I do to one side, I do to the other side, plus 1x. You can't really add x's and y's, so you're just going to rewrite it. But of course, to write it in the correct order of standard form, you want your x term first. So let's write our x term first. That'll be a 1x plus 2y equaling negative 6. Now, this is the correct answer, but it's really unnecessary to write the 1, okay? And I don't remember if I actually typed it in as an alternate answer, a 1. I think I just put it as the final answer being x plus 2y equaling negative 6. It's not necessary to put the 1 right there. But if you did, it should be okay. But I wouldn't write the 1. I would just leave it x plus 2y equals negative 6. That's your standard form equation, okay? Let's move on. So in this equation, we have an equation that's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So what we could do here is simply look at the b value, which is 1, and remember that that is the y-intercept. That tells you where your line crosses the y-axis. So it does cross at positive 1, the y, that is. So we could start sketching it and put a dot right there. Let me just put some more values on y and on x. Okay, and now from that point, I know that my lines are going to cross through that y-intercept right there. It might cross down, it might cross really steep going down, maybe just kind of steep going down, or maybe steep going up right through that red dot. But how do I tell the steepness? I tell the steepness by the slope, and the slope is rise over run. So your slope is the steepness, which is rise over run. Now remember, the rise, it could be positive if it's going from left to right, if it's going up, or it could be negative if it's going down from left to right. But the run, we're always going to be going from left to right. So the bottom line is, from here, what do? I rise over run. I rise 1, I run 2. It is positive, so I'm rising up 1. If it would have been a negative 1/2, I'd be rising down 1. But because it's positive 1, I rise up 1 and I run 2. So up 1 over 2, and I put a dot right there. And that will be my line, like that, which is this one right here. Up 1 over 2 to get to that red dot. Up 1 over 2 to get to that red dot. I hope this helps. Let's move on to the next question. Here's another equation that's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And again, the reason they call it slope-intercept form is because the m is the slope and the b is the y-intercept. So it's pretty clear right here, the slope is negative 2, and you want it to look like a fraction, so you could put it over 1. And the b value, the y-intercept, is positive 1. So just by knowing those two things, you know that it crosses the y-axis at positive 1, and you put a dot right there. Now from that point, you're going to go the steepness, negative 2 over 1. That means you're going to go down 2 over 1. So from this point, you're going to go down 1 unit, 2 units, and you're going to go over 1 unit this way. So your next point would be over here, and that would be your line right there, which is There it is. Again, you cross that 1 and you go down 2 over 1. That's your slope. Down 2 over 1 to get to that next red dot, and then down 2 over 1 to get to that next red dot. And yet another slope-intercept form equation. The slope is -3/2, and the b value, the y-intercept, is 3. So let's begin with the y-intercept 3. Here's the y-axis. Does it cross at 3? No, it doesn't. It crosses at 1. Does it cross at 3? No, it doesn't. It crosses at 2. Does it cross at 3? No, it doesn't. It crosses at -2. Does it cross at 3? Yes. So is this the answer? I don't know, maybe. But this is the only one that has a b value of +3. We now need to check the slope. From this point, the value of 3, does it go down 3 over 2? Yes, it does. 1, 2, 3 over 2. So this is the correct answer. They want us to select the correct equation that has this description. And it does say that a line passes through the y-axis at 1/2. Now, what they're really giving us here, when they tell you that it passes through the y-axis, they're really giving you the y-intercept, right? And what is the y-intercept? It's at 1/2. So that means that the b value is 1/2, okay? Now, the slope is 3. And they tell us that the slope is 3, right? So the m is 3. So let's just write in y equals mx plus b. Y equals 3x plus b is plus 1/2. And that's it. That's your function, or your slope-intercept form equation. Y equals 3x plus 1/2, which is this one right here. That's why it has a green dot. The other ones are red because they're incorrect. Let's look at the next one. They would like us to graph this slope-intercept form equation. It is in y equals mx plus b form, so you could clearly see your slope, which is -1/2, and you could clearly see your b value, the y-intercept, which is +2. So if you wanted to sketch it, it crosses the y-axis at 2. It crosses right here at 2, and from that point, you're going to use the slope, because the line's going to cross right through that point. It's going to intercept the y-axis at that point, but you don't know if it's really steep going up, or maybe just kind of steep going up, or maybe kind of steep going down, or maybe really steep going down. But you tell the steepness by your slope. So you're going to go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 1, 2. Let me write those units right there, 1, 2. So when you go down 1 over 1, 2, and you put a dot right there, you will end up with your line, which is right there. And that would be this guy. Okay, once again, this one, it does cross at 2, and it does go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. Let's move on. Let's find the x-intercept of the following equation. And of course, to find the x-intercept, we must set y equal to 0 and solve. So I could just look at this equation and rewrite it right now, and instead of y, put a 0 right there. That's what I'm going to do right now. 4x equals 2y, but instead of y, I'm plugging in a 0. Why is that? Because that's what we need to do. We need to set y equal to 0. And of course, we keep reading here, 2 times y, which is 2 times 0 minus 12. Write down the minus 12 right there. And what do I do after setting y equal to 0? After putting that 0 in for y, what do? I need to now solve. So let's solve this. There's only one letter. Let's get that letter by itself, but let's simplify first. 2 times 0 is nothing, it's 0. So you really have 4x equaling -12, which is really a 4 times x equaling -12. The way to get rid of that multiplication of 4 in front of the x is to divide by 4, giving you your final answer, x equals -3. Okay, now what did I just find? I just found the x-intercept, okay? The x-intercept is -3. Now, they do tell us to type in our answer as a coordinate with no spaces between our terms. So one option is for you to visualize where that x-intercept is at. Here's the x-axis, x being -3. Here's -1, -2, -3. That's that point right there. And what is that coordinate right there? That is the coordinate -3 on the x, 0 on the y. But you didn't really even have to draw this out. Why not? Because you know to find the x-intercept, you have to set y equal to 0. So when it comes to an ordered pair, you have an x value and a y value, and they want you to write it as an ordered pair as a coordinate. You want an x value. Your x value is -3. It says x equals -3. So that's what you would put right there. And your y value, we knew that the y value, we set it equal to 0, so the y value is 0. So this is what you would type in, -3, 0, no spaces between your terms, and that's your correct x-intercept. Let's move on. What is the slope of this equation? Well, one option is to look at it in terms of y equals mx plus b, and as you could see, there is no x term right here. That's just the number, and that number is the b value. So because there is no mx, because there is no x term, that means that I could think of it as this, y equals 0x, because there is no x term, plus b, plus 3, right? So what is the slope? Well, the slope is 0. The slope is 0, okay? So another way of looking at this is to remember that on an xy plane, when you have y equals 3, that is a horizontal line crossing the y-axis right at 3, and it's totally flat. It's not steep at all, right? Which means that it has 0 slope. No slope means 0 slope. Now, if it were to have been the other way around, if it was a vertical line, let's say a vertical line crossing the axis at 5, then that would be the equation x equals 5. That slope would be undefined. If it's vertical, up and down, that slope's undefined. Anyways, that's a little too much information for this one. Let's move on to the next one. This is a great question because it does give you 2 points and it gives you the slope. And we should know by now with the slope formula that when you have 2 points, you could apply the slope formula. So the slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So with this formula, we're going to be able to plug in all these values, right? Here's your x value, your y value. This is your first point. Here's your x value, your y value. This is your second point. And this is obviously your m value. So let's plug in our m right here. And if you wanted to, you could actually put it over here on this side. It'd probably make more sense to put it on that side. So put the -3 right there because -3 is m, okay? And then also plug in all your other coordinates, right? So here are my other coordinates. My y2 is r. I'm going to put an r right there. My y1 is 5. I'm going to put a 5 right there. My x2 is -9. I'm going to put it right there, which is down here, -9. And my x1 is -8. I'm going to put it down here on the right corner, bottom right corner, -8. And of course, this is equal to the actual answer of slope, which is -3. So I have a -3 over here, okay? So this is an equation that I could solve. It's really easy to solve. Let's simplify first. I have a minus down here. That's really a plus. So what I really have here is the equation r minus 5 over -1. Okay, so let me rewrite that up here. R minus 5 over -1 equals -3, right? It equals -3. So all I did was this, -9 plus 8 is -1. Now I want to solve, which means get r by itself. I don't want this divided by -1, so I'm going to multiply both sides by -1. This side and that side by -1. That actually cancels out, and I now have the nice, beautiful equation r minus 5 equals -3 times -1 is +3. So I'm almost done here. All I need to do is get rid of that -5 by adding 5 and adding 5, thus giving us r equals 8, and that is what you need to type in for your answer. I guess you could type in r equals 8, or you could even just type in the number 8, and that should give you full credit. Let's move on to number 18. This one's not as complicated right here. They want you to find the slope, and of course you need the slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And the way to use this formula, I highly recommend for you to rewrite it with the division bar and the subtractions first, and then go to your coordinates and label them x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, that's just saying that this is your x from your first point. This is your y from your first point. This is your x from your second point. This is your y from your second point. So y2 happens to be -4. y1 happens to be -2. x2 happens to be 7. x1 happens to be 6. And of course, the reason why I start with the division and the subtractions is because whenever I have this minus minus, it'll be crystal clear to me that I need to change it to a plus plus. So my slope is negative 4 plus 2, that is negative 2, over what is 7 minus 6, that is a 1. So what is my slope? My slope is technically m equals negative 2. Yes, you could put it over 1, right? Slope could be negative 2 over 1. But in this case, I believe the only answer that I put here is negative 2. Okay, so you could put, it should be right if you put negative 2 over 1, but whenever you have something divided by 1, I just write it as the answer itself. So just negative 2 is the answer right here, negative 2. Another equation that needs the slope formula, you have these 2 points. Each of those points are an x value and a y value. That's your first one. Here's your second one, x2, y2. And you want to use a slope formula. The slope formula is m equals, always start with the division and the subtractions, and then plug in your y2 value, your y1 value, your x2 value, and your x1 value. So once again, always start with the division and the subtractions, plug in your y2, which is negative 6, your y1, which is also negative 6, your x2, which is negative 5, and also your x1, which is 7. Now, the beauty part here is that the minus minus changes to plus plus, and negative 6 plus 6 is 0. And we know that 0 divided by anything, in this case negative 12, 0 divided by anything is 0. So my slope is 0. So just type in 0. I think an alternative answer is m equals 0. Either one of those is just fine. Again, when 0 is on top, the answer is 0. The slope is 0. When 0 is underneath, that's when the slope is undefined. And our final question here, once again, we want the slope formula, or we want to use the slope formula to find the slope between these 2 points. And once again, we're going to use the division bar and the subtractions first, and then simply plug in our x and our y, our x and our y. And so we're going to go with y2 first, which is 5, y1 next, which is 2, x2, which is the negative 6, and x1, which is 15. Okay. And of course, 5 take away 2 is 3, and negative 6 take away 15 is negative 21. Now this is the answer. However, it's a fraction that can't really be divided. You can't divide 3 by 21, but you could reduce both the top and the bottom. Okay, so if you were to reduce both top and bottom by 3, that would give you your final answer 1 over 7 with the negative sign. All right, so the answer should be negative 1/7. That is your answer. However, it's not there. That's why none of these is the correct answer. I hope this helps. Good luck on the quiz.